Hey folks, this is Lawrence with another Fellowship of the Father, and today we are going to talk about the Keto Code. The Keto Code. And before my lunch, I actually got back from working out and I grabbed myself a cinnamon Pop Tart, and that didn't necessarily hit the spot as far as energy is concerned. I think I probably peaked my energy a little bit, and after that, it started to plunge. So I'm glad that I got to have lunch. I'm still recovering a bit from the Pop Tart, but when I have like a hamburger patty, I didn't have any bread on the hamburger. But so we're going to talk about the keto code. So years ago, I had something that, although it wasn't diagnosed as such, it was similar to fibromyalgia. And so what was going on is when I would walk, it felt like every bit of my muscles were submerged in broken glass. It just felt like my entire system was about broken glass. So I moved a little, it felt like I was getting little microcuts, and just every step that I took was painful. So I would go to the gym whenever I could go to the gym, and it was just miserable. And I would try to work out, and I was that guy at the gym holding the bars of the machine and just dreading doing anything. I just didn't want to do anything because I'm about to destroy myself in pain and not get much gain out of the pain, even though I'm at the gym. And so I had one of the ministers of the church came to our house one day, and we started discussing things. And I said, I want to lose weight. And he started talking about keto. And so I did the keto diet. I said, that's something I hadn't tried. I didn't consider that. And so I did that. And when I did that, the amounts of sugar that I had been taking in, to be honest, I actually was on the downgrade on how much sugar I was taking in, because I had replaced natural sugars, or I had replaced refined sugars with natural sugars. So I went from eating ding dongs, ho hos, cupcakes, whatever. I think my big thing was like Twix candy bars, just as treats. I switched over to drinking like a natural shake, which had blueberries, it had cinnamon, it had some honey in it. So it was sweet, but it wasn't unnatural sweet. It's all natural forms of sugar. And that already started declining all the pain in my system. But now what really took it over the edge is doing the keto diet, where he said, hey, you know how you have very little sugar now? We're going to go way, way low on the sugar. And now we're going to go heavy, heavy, heavy on the protein. So I did that, and I started losing weight, started feeling better. My general health just started coming back, and that was a big, big moment in the shift in my general welfare. So that's a little bit of storytelling. I apologize, but so I would be reading the Bible, and I would hear about things called the Bible Code. So if you haven't heard about the Bible Code, what would happen in the Bible Code is you would say things like, I wonder if the Bible prophesies things like 9/11. And then sure enough, they run it through a computer, and if you shuffle the letters properly in these different manuscripts, things begin to align, and boom, and you would say Osama bin Laden, September 11, and all these things would begin to show up. And now I would encourage you to look that up. It's pretty fascinating. So then I asked myself, okay, if that's in the Bible, I wonder if other things are in the Bible. So one of the things that I asked myself is the keto diet in the Bible? Would the Bible encourage an abundance of proteins, animal proteins in particular? Yes, it would, was the answer I got. Yes, it would. Here are some of those things. So in the Old Testament, one of the things that you'll see is that the word covenant actually equates to cut the meat, covenant, the covenant. And what was one of the first things that happened in the Bible is you had the story of Cain and Abel. So Cain brought the wheat, and Abel bought the meat offering, the animals, right? So God frowned upon Cain because he brought the wheat, and he smiled upon Abel, who brought the meat. Abel, if you're able to do something, you're able to do something. If you have a hard time doing something, maybe you need a cane to walk around because you're in miserable shape, right? Or things like in the New Testament it says, Peter, kill and eat. Peter, kill and eat. And they said at that point that would make meat wholesome. That would make it acceptable, right? So it's like there's so much going on in the Bible, guys. And if you stick to one single teacher, this is what the Bible says. This is what I'm telling you the Bible says. You could do that. You're going to end up getting a very, very small fraction of what the Bible has to offer. A very small fraction. So this week, think about it. It's like, how's your eating going? How's it? Does the Bible tell you to eat a bunch of plant food? Does it tell you to eat junk food? Does it tell you to take in a bunch of sugar? Or does it tell you to take in protein? If it does tell you to take in forms of sugar, what is the outcome of that in the Bible? What happens when people take in that sugar? Do you think that it's a coincidence that, not that I've looked into this particular subject, but do you think it's a coincidence that the Bible told the Jews to, or the God told the Jews to eat unleavened bread, right? There's something going on when bread rises. There's something going on with it. I haven't investigated what that is. I just know in general bread is not my thing anymore. I can't do a lot of it. And when I do proteins, makes my life so much better. And, that's just something to consider this week, guys. This is the KETO. This is the KETO code. And this is Fellowship of the Father. And I hope you enjoyed this particular subject. If you did, like, share, and subscribe. Leave a comment and share with your friends, please. And this is Fellowship of the Father, and we will talk later. Bye-bye.